Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. He said to them, "Because of your little faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." In this verse, Jesus is explaining to us the type of faith that we are supposed to have. Faith like a grain of a mustard seed. And what this means is if you look at a mustard seed appears tiny, it appears insignificant. It is the size of a pinhead, if not just a slight bit smaller, but when planted in the ground, when nurtured, when allowed to grow, it becomes a massive tree. This is what Jesus is saying here to set the tone. Prior to this verse, a man had approached Jesus and asked Jesus to heal his son who was suffering from seizures. His son had a demon, was causing him to have seizures. He had fallen into the water, had fallen in the fire. He'd had a lot of trouble throughout his life because of these seizures, and the disciples of Jesus had already tried to heal him. It says that they tried, they were unsuccessful, so the child was brought to Jesus. Jesus healed the child. And then the disciples came to Jesus privately and asked him, "Jesus, why weren't we able to heal?" And that's where this verse leads in, where Jesus says it's because of your little faith. You have to have faith. You have to let your faith grow. It has to grow into something that can become. And so basically what Jesus is telling us here is he's saying anything is possible as long as you have faith in me and in God and our abilities. If you put your faith in the Lord, you move mountains. Maybe not literal physical mountains, although God does have the ability to move mountains. This is more of the how do you move the mountains in your life whenever you're faced with a struggle, whenever you're faced with a hard decision or maybe a temptation. What Jesus is saying is all you need is just the tiniest amount of faith, and it will blossom and it will grow. Put your trust in the Lord, and everything else will be okay. It may not feel okay, it may not seem okay, it may get really, really hard. But as long as you maintain that faith, as long as that faith is like that of a mustard seed, it will grow, it will become strong, and you will get through whatever it is that you are dealing with the power of Christ.